Mizzou softball was picked to finish last in the SEC this year, but the Tigers didn't care. A good season for Mizzou, who finished tied for 6th in the SEC, and tonight the Tigers found out that for the 13th straight year, they're going to the NCAA tournament. The fans gathered at tonight's watch party for the big announcement, including Mizzou Athletic Director Jim Sterk. The Tigers were glued to the TV as it finally came in. Mizzou's headed to the NCAA tournament. The Tigers will be a 2 seed in the UCLA regional. It's a tough regional because the Bruins are the number 2 overall seed. After dealing with possible NCAA violations, the Tigers are just happy to be in the NCAA tournament.
4 months ago, we didn't even know we would have this opportunity. So we're going to go out and we're going to absolutely make the most of it because, you know, at the end of the day, there was a chance that we weren't going to be here. So I'm just real excited that this team gets to experience postseason and get to experience the NCAA tournament because that's what you play for.
It's UCLA, Mizzou, Cal State Fullerton, and Weber State that make up the 4-field regional. The Tigers open play against Cal State Fullerton Friday at 7:30 p.m. The Mizzou baseball team looking to take 2 out of 3 at number 2 Vanderbilt. Scoreless in the bottom of the second until Pat DeMarco blasts the ball deep to left. Look at this one go. It's way gone for the solo homer. But the Tigers respond in the third. Cameron Meisner, the big star, lines the ball to right center. It would go all the way to the wall. Former Rockbridge Bruin Connor Brumfield scores, and we're tied up at 1 as Meisner's in at second with a double. But a huge third inning for Vanderbilt. 1 run already in, and here's DeMarco again. No home run this time, but a 2-run single to make it 4-1 Vandy. Later in the inning, it's 5-1 now. Austin Martin smokes the ball to left field right here. A 3-hit day for him. 2 more runs score. A 6-run third for Vanderbilt. The Tigers get one back in the 8th inning. Peter Zimmerman with a liner that leaves the yard in a hurry. The solo homer is Zimmerman's 7th on the season, but Mizzou loses 7-2, dropping 2 out of 3 for the series. The Tigers are 11-12-1 in the SEC and finish the regular season with a 3-game homestand next Thursday through Saturday against Florida. Heading into the week, the Cardinals had played some great baseball at Busch Stadium, but it's been a tough homestand. St. Louis dropped 2 out of 3 against the Phillies and had lost 2 of the first 3 against the Pirates. The Cards trying to even the series and end the 7-game homestand with a win. Dakota Hudson allowed 3 runs in the first inning, but he'd settle in with 5 scoreless innings after that and got plenty of help from the bats. Paul Goldschmidt lines the ball into the bullpen for a 2-run homer, his 10th of the season. A 4-run first for the Cards, and Jose Martinez adds on in the second. Another 2-run blast that gives the Cardinals a 6-3 lead. Same score in the 7th inning, but once again the bullpen was a problem. John Brebbia serves up a fastball to Josh Bell right here, who lines the ball to right, and it's just over the wall for the game-tying 3-run homer. Later in the inning, still 6-6, 2 on, 2 outs, and Adam Frazier would double in the gap right here and goes all the way to the wall. 2 more score for an 8-6 lead, a 5-run 7th for the Pirates. They scored 2 more in the 8th to win 10-6. The Cardinals go just 2-5 on the homestand. An off day Monday as the Cards will play the Braves in Atlanta on Tuesday night. Meanwhile, the Royals playing a rubber game against the Phillies. Cole Irvin made his MLB debut and shut down the Kansas City Bats. This RBI single by Alex Gordon was the only run that Irvin allowed in his 7 innings of work. The 5th inning was the difference for the Phillies in this one. Gene Segura at the plate, and he singles up the middle. Nick Williams scores, and we're tied up at 1. Later in the inning, bases loaded, 1 out in this 2-run double made it 4-1 Phillies. A 6-run 6 for Philadelphia as Kansas City loses 6-1 on off day Monday as the Royals will host the Rangers Tuesday night. Moving on to high school golf, the Rockbridge boys are coming off a dominant state championship win last year, but the Bruins only returned 2 out of 5 golfers from that team as they head to state. Rockbridge will look for back-to-back state titles this next week. The Bruins won sectionals and are playing their best golf of the year, but bring a very young team that includes 2 freshmen, a sophomore, a junior, and just 1 senior. Rockbridge led by sophomore Sean Miner, who learned a lot as part of last year's state championship team.
Gaining that experience and getting that knowledge that I had from playing under 2 Division I athletes is phenomenal, and I hope I can carry that on to our younger guys and hopefully move up the ranks, and I hope that we can bring home the title again.
Winning first place at sectionals, and now we're kind of going, okay, you know, they needed that. We got a lot of second place finishes through the season, but to finish first place in our biggest tournament at sectionals, we're going, okay, I think we're good enough. And they know they're going to have to play well down there. They're going to have to play their A game. But man, if they do that, I think we can do it.
The Class 4 State Golf Championships are on Monday and Tuesday at Silo Ridge Country Club in Bolivar. Other Mid-Missouri teams will compete at state Monday and Tuesday, including the Helias Crusaders, who will play at Columbia Country Club. On to hockey, on January 3rd, the Blues had the worst record in the NHL, but St. Louis caught fire the rest of the regular season. The Blues then won back-to-back playoff series for the first time since 2016, making the Western Conference Finals. The opponent back then? The same one as right now, the San Jose Sharks. The Blues lost that series in 6 games and not a good start this time around. With Mr. October, Reggie Jackson in the house, the Sharks jumped out to a 1-0 lead. Less than 4 minutes into the game, the Blues bounced back to tie things up, but the Sharks scored 3 goals in the second period and went on to win 6-3. Game 2 in the series will be in San Jose. The puck drops Monday night at 8 p.m. Finishing with the NBA playoffs, round 2, the Raptors playing the Sixers in Game 7. Fast forward to the finish, tie game, time running out. Kawhi Leonard with a fadeaway over Joel Embiid. The ball bounces around, and it's in for the game-winning buzzer beater. The Raptors advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. And, of course, Jefferson City High School grad, a part of that team. He's been out, OG Anunoby, that is. So hopefully he comes back against the Bucks. We see some OG in the playoffs and possibly the NBA Finals if they can win.
It's going to be a week where the sports people are happy because they have a lesser chance of getting rained on every day.
Yes.
Every day, cameras get wet. It just doesn't work out that well.
Keep the rain away from my camera.
You're going to sweat, though.